So here we could see when anyone wants to learn about, okay, Santosh, Rajesh, Pradeep, Manoj, Vinay Garu, are you okay with English?
Yes, sir. I'm
Yes,
comfortable.
sir, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
Yes.
yes, yes. Yes. So here you could see basically when we want to learn about React JS. Okay, React JS means React JavaScript. We need to know. Everyone, please listen carefully. Vinay Garu, Rajesh Garu, Manoj Garu, Pradeep Garu, and Santosh Ji as well. So when we want to learn React JS, there is a JavaScript also in there. So JavaScript is having two versions. Number one is standard JavaScript, and number two is JavaScript ES6. Whatever JavaScript it would be. Okay. So we need to know both of the two versions as well. JavaScript ES6 is totally, by using that one, we can build a server side scripting. Okay. We can build the server side scriptings by using JavaScript. And by using standard JavaScript, we can build a client side scriptings. Here we can do by using standard JavaScript. With the help of these JavaScripts that the React.js has been developed. Okay. So here we could see there is a four topics is there. We need to know. Okay. In JavaScript. Number one is what is variables. Number two is what are the functions. Number three is what are the conditional statements. It includes loops as well, operators, loops, okay, kind of things. What are the methods? And I could say one, two, three, four. Now we can go with some keys also be there. This is most important in interview. They will ask about what are the keys. Okay, this then okay keys are there and kind of keys also be there. Okay, did you understand? Did you understand? So with the help of variable stands for we know. With the help of variable is a kind of storage method. We can create data, JSON data. Even API also having web, okay, storage devices there. Functions, which means there is a server side, standard functions are there, and okay, server side functions also be there. Like okay, callback function is there. Okay, and a function with parameters are there, and a kind of synchronization, asynchronization, request and response of functions, kind of things are there. Conditional statements means it includes a condition. Ternary OPRA TOR operator is there. It includes operators OPRA TORs. Okay, operators means less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal, and not, and other operators. Okay, ternary operator which is implemented by JavaScript ES6 itself. Okay, and it includes loops as well. It includes loops as well. So usually everyone knows here we had DOP methods are there, DOM methods are there, BOM methods are there, date method are there, map method is there, class method is there, and fetch method is there, etc. Are there. So here there is a case which is known as then this, okay, through kind of keys are there. We have to use that one. In interview, they will also ask about all these things. Okay, did you understand? Did you understand? Santosh ji, did you understand? Hello, Santosh Paul. Arey yaar, where he is? Just a minute, just a minute. వినయ్ గారు చేస్తున్నారా? ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారా?
యా చూశాను. బట్ కొంచెం అంత ఈజీ, అంత హెచ్టిఎంఎల్ సిఎస్ అంత ఇదిగా లేదు. కొంచెం ఇంకా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి.
అవునా? అదే అదే అదే.
యా ఫస్ట్ టైం కోడింగ్, ఐ మీన్
యా,
లైక్ నెవర్ ఇప్పుడు చేయలేదు కదా, సో
అవును. యా
సబ్జెక్ట్
సార్.
కొంచెం.
ఎస్ సార్. సార్ బోలియే. వినయ్ గారు చెప్పండి. హలో వినయ్ గారు.
యా
అయితే
లేదు, ఏం లేదు, అదే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తాను. ఇంకో ఇవాళ కూడా చూస్తా. ఇఫ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్ నేను రేపు క్లాస్లో అడుగుతాను.
ఎస్ ఎస్ ఎస్, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ మనం ఏదైతే జావా స్క్రిప్ట్లో వేరియబుల్లో డిఓపి మెథడ్స్ నేర్చుకుంటున్నామో ఏపీఐకి, మోంగోడిబికి, నానార్డిబిఎంఎస్కి ఇది బేస్ సార్. ఓకే, ఇంటర్వ్యూలో 100కి 200% ఓకే ఇటు నుంచే మనకి క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తాయి అన్నట్టు. వేరియబుల్లో డిక్లరేషన్, ఇనిషియలైజేషను, తర్వాత జేసన్ డేటా, ఏపీఐ, ఓకే, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి ఇక్కడ నుంచే మనకి రావడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే సార్, వీళ్ళకి ఆ, వినయ్ గారు, రాజేష్ గారు, మనోజ్ గారు, ఆ, సంతోష్కి, ప్రదీప్కి, ఆ, సంతోష్కిను మోహిత్కి, ఆ, సంతోష్కి డెమో చెప్పేసి మనం కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం. ఓకే సంతోష్
యా
जी सुन रहा है ना?
ఓకే.
जस्ट 15 मिनट्स सर. संतोष जी सुन रहा है ना?
यस सर.
या ओके जी. तो यहाँ पे so that here what happening is these are the most important. Initially what we are learning, we have to learning in React.js is there is a three major facts are there. Okay, did you understand? So here they are nothing but a components. So whatever here we had in JavaScript as a, we had some functional component is there. We had a class component also be there. Whatever in JavaScript we had, the methods has been implemented as a React.js. And moreover here we could see component after that we had LIBRA, RIS libraries also be there and APIs also be there. API means whatever data here we are storing, where we are storing in variables, nothing but a JSON data with the type of data types. Is a kind of method we have to use in API as well. Here we had okay, public APIs are there and private APIs are there and REST APIs are there. Okay, isn't it or not? REST APIs are there. So you will learn about all these things and here we have to use APIs inside the React.js as well, which is known as here we had charts also be there. Data table, data, here we had data tables are there. And after that, we had Tailwind CSS with Tailwind UI also be there. MUI is there. Okay, kind of responsive. Okay, dashboards, libraries are there. We need to work with. Okay, did you understand? Okay, did you understand me? Santosh ji, did you understand? Okay, so here we could see when we want to, here the leading question is there. Santosh ji, could you please tell me that the React is a library or a framework?
Sir, library.
Library, because of it contains a lot of libraries. Vinay Garu, Rajesh Garu, Manoj Garu, Pradeep Garu. Okay, it had lot of around 1 lakh libraries are there in this React.js, Vue, Next.js, even in Angular and Angular.js also. Okay, so here we could see when we want to create REST API. Okay, REST API. Here also we had one library. it is nothing but JSON stringify. JSON stringify library is there, and after that, here it had when we want to, even when we want to create any page linking, then after that we have to use a routing as well. Okay, this kind of things are here in this React.js library had. You will learn all the libraries. Okay, Santoshji, you will learn all the libraries where here in this functional component, when you are developing any website, any web application with the help of functional component, if you want to work with okay, API data, some kind of JSON routing situation condition, when we are using that kind of okay functionality in our website, we have to use hooks, use state, use effect, okay, kind of hooks are there, we have to use. And in class component also we had life cycle methods also be there. We need to work with APIs and libraries. And finally, Pradeep ji, Santosh ji, what we have to do is we need to develop one project, isn't it or not? We have to, after developing the project, to customizing the API and libraries with the help of components, either by using hooks or lifecycle method, what we have to do is, first of all, we have to deploy. Before to deploy, deploying which means, okay, Santosh ji, what are the tools do you know to deploy the project? Which is known as okay, AWS is there, Amazon Web Services. There is a GitHub also be there. There is a GoDaddy hosting is there. GoDaddy. GoDaddy hosting is there. Kind of application you can, okay, in these platforms you can deploy that React.js project. Okay, did you understand? Santosh ji, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then before to deploy the project, you need to know, at least you need to know the how to okay debug the project, debug the project, how to write the test cases, kind of things you have to know. Okay, isn't it or not? So basically, whatever projects we have to develop, that the project-based training with Mocha, which means interview support, we are providing inside the React.js itself. Okay, did you understand, Santosh? Did you understand? And there is a, with the help of hooks. Here we had a, okay, some kind of React Redux is there. React Redux. Redux is there. With the help of Redux, you can create some state management is there. Okay, did you understand? So here what happening is in this React.js, from the beginning to which is known as from the JavaScript, yes, it's a JavaScript, standard JavaScript, all the topics you will learn. Santosh ji, did you understand? Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. In that scenario, Vinay Garu, Manoj, Pradeep, Rajesh, please listen carefully, Santosh ji. So in that scenario, here we are discussing about variable. Variable is the most important. All of you knows about JavaScript, only the most important. In that, okay, JavaScript, that the JavaScript divided into a couple of topics. To make a storage device, if you want to store any kind of data, need to use variables. Function won't store. And function will give some functionality, will submit the data, will get the data, will handle the functions, will work with the server, kind of functionality function itself had. Function sometimes work with variable also, variable we can use inside the function as well. If JavaScript programming language always contains the condition, okay, because of if server is responding, it will print. If not, it will show something error. Kind of contract is having in between the front end part and the back end part. So that the function will execute that condition with the help of conditional statement, whatever values need to provide to condition, so that the values will provided by variable. So whatever values, whether to print or to deploy or to work with kind of functionality will provided by methods and keys to these functions and statements inside the variable, outside the variable. So this is the nature how we have to understand the JavaScript. Okay, so you know everything, but you don't know keys and methods. Okay, so not it is not possible to implement any kind of project. You should know all of these. Okay, all of this you should know. Even who developed, which means if you want to work with React.js, what we need to do? We need to know about Node.js. We need to know about Node.js because of React.js will work with React.js will work with SCRVR server. Who is server for React.js? Okay, so who is a server for React.js? So Node.js is only the server. Did you understand? Did you understand? So here you could see. So that what we have to do is we need to know about all these things. In that scenario, what is variables? Yesterday we discussed about DOP methods and variables. DOP method stands for okay, it will print the value. Where that the value will print Pradeep, Rajesh, Santosh, Vinay Garu. Okay, did you understand? Where that values will print, that the values will print inside the document, okay, and inside the console and inside the document above the browser. Above the browser only that the values will print. Okay, did you understand? Yeah? So here we could say these are called as a dope methods, document object property methods. Even if you may know about this one. Okay, you may know about this one, which is known as document object properties. Pradeep garu అర్థమవుతుందా? Did you understand?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Manoj, ఏదో net problem అనుకుంటా will join. So these are called as a DOP methods which we discussed in yesterday's session. What does it mean by variable? Okay, you could say variable is a kind of data storage. Which type of listen carefully. There is a TypeScript is there. Which type of script it is? It is totally depend upon the data types and okay, which type either it would be string, number, array, or any kind of object it is. The thing is, in an array, it will store multiple kind of values. We know details is a declared variable, and the declared variable contains the okay, it initialized the some kind of values, either number, string, whatever it may be. It contains the values. We stored inside the variable. We can store single text, single number, multiple values, or a product details as well. We had only one product. Okay, did you understand that? We had only a product, but we need to store product values. Which product value? If it is a mobile, student information, college information, whatever it would be. Okay, so what we have to do is we need to store inside the variable if. Okay, if listen carefully. Array and object are most important in JavaScript. If I stored the value of the product, is that value will print inside the document or not? Because of console itself will print. Okay, console itself will print. So now we could see there here we will find out the value. Pradeep Garu, Rajesh Garu, Santosh ji, Vinay ji, listen carefully. This is the main important, one of the important topic in JavaScript. So here we could see what happening is that the object value won't print inside the document. Okay. So here we had console is there. Console only can print the value. So which value that the value which we wrote in a object itself. Here you could see this is an object. Okay, JSON data. will carry array and object. JSON data will carry array and object. So this is a array, this is the object. Then if the object data won't print inside the document, then how we can print that one? That's why here we discussed this one, that the data to print that one, we had a fetch is there, map is there, okay, and then after the JSON stringify methods are there. DOP is a document object property, will print the values inside the document. It will print the values inside the document itself, isn't it or not? But if I want to print that value instead of console, if I want to print that value in the document, what we have to do? That is the main thing here which we need to know. There is a fetch is there. There is a map is there. There is an XCOS is there. There is a JSON stringify is there. There is for each is there. Kind of methods, they are called as a methods to print the values. Manoj, Vinay Garu, Santosh Garu, Rajesh ji, Pradeep ji. Did you understand? So now how we have to use that one? Okay. So Santosh ji, I will provide you all the recording, no issues. Okay. If you had any doubts, we can revise all those things in another session. Okay. So here in this JavaScript, JSON, okay, stringify, stringify method, we will discuss about this one. That the logic behind the JavaScript is only this one. Okay, did you understand? Only this one, which means we have to print that unsupported format data type into the document. That the data won't print inside the document, it will print only inside the console, but we need to print that one inside the document. How we can do that one? Let me see. That's why we need to use JSON stringify. Open with the console. Okay, open with the console. Here we could see, we had a document is there. Okay, here we could see there is a document is there. What I will do is JSON stringify class.html. So now we could see we are working inside the HTML and okay, where we are working with JavaScript inside the HTML. Without HTML also we can work with. Okay, how we can do that one? Our document name is so and so, and the format would be HTML. Inside the HTML, what we have to do is we need to load the starter template. It is called as a starter template. So in React.js, instead of this one, we need to use functional component. So can I use this JavaScript in a JS format? Okay, what I will do is here you could say I will go with new file is there, and there index.js is there. So here we mentioned .html, but here we are mentioning .html, not .js. Here, shift exclamatory won't support. It won't show any kind of starter template. Because of which format document it is? It is a JavaScript format. It won't support. But here, what happening is this is .html. It will support. Isn't it or not? So what I will do is, in the beginning, whatever DOP methods which we discussed, okay, so we can print that one. Mostly here it won't print the document. That one is okay, it will print the values inside the document, but that the method is different. But here we will go with CYNSOLE console.log is there. So what I will do is this is JavaScript. Who is running this JavaScript? Here there is no starter template like a HTML document. Here we didn't mention any kind of scripting tag. Inside the scripting tag, we didn't mention any kind of SARIPT. Okay, any kind of script over here. So when we wrote any kind of things over here in the script, that the output will print inside the browser. But when we are observing this .js format, that the value will print inside the terminal only. Okay. So to fetch, to get this JS files inside the document, there it had couple of modules are there. It would be bit different, but what I am trying to teaching you is if it is a .js format document, if we had where we have to how we have to work that one, so that the node index .js. Now you could see this is JavaScript, where this output we are rendering inside the terminal. Remember, when we are using HTML and there we are using JavaScript, where that value will we can render inside the browser. That is only the different. But here you could see, okay, and that is the difference only. So when we are working with okay, variable object data having in object mode, how we have to print that one? For example, what I will do is where ABC, where product equal to, okay, this is called as a object. Okay, it is called as a object data type, object object data type. Okay, so here what I will do is the name of product would be NOKIA, and then after that okay, product cost, which means we need to define number. We can use any single double quoted or without quotation also we can use. Product description is this is okay, this is a demo DSCRIPTION description is there. Okay, here you could see. If we want to print this value inside the document, what we have to do? We had DOP methods are there, which is known as document dot write method is there. Here what I will do is I will assign a product itself, which means I want to print these values inside the document. Then after that there is a okay, document is the console console.log also be there, and I want to print this one, which is known as product. So I would it will print inside the console itself. I don't want to use any alert method. All of you need to use alert method, whether that the product object value will print inside the alert or not. Please, you may do practice. So here what I would like to do is we are using HTML document. So what happening is if I open the live server, so that this JavaScript value will print inside the document. So let me see, even it had some VIT engine is there. There we had console also be there. Inside the console we could see there is a object value is there, but document is not printing, but the console is printing that value. Why? Okay, how to print object values with the help of JSON string file. To print this object value, we had map method is there, Axios method is there, for each method also be there. In upcoming session, we can discuss that one. Vinod garu, ardhamaitunda? Did you understand? Vinay garu, ardhamaitunda? Did you understand?
Yeah, practice చేయాలండి.
Yes, and nothing else. Here, that the data, where that the data will store, and what is the format of storage data అనేదేనండి మనం డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఓకే, నథింగ్ ఎల్స్. దాన్ని ప్రింట్ చేయడానికి వాట్ ఆర్ ద డిఓపి మెథడ్స్ ఇట్ హ్యాడ్ వీఆర్ డిస్కసింగ్. రాజేష్ అర్థమవుతుందా? ప్రదీప్, డిడ్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ఓకే, సంతోష్ జీ, డిడ్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. So, but console will print any values when I got, but document won't print. Then what we have to do? Okay, because of that the value has been stored in variable kabatti. So document loni ఎలా ప్రింట్ చేయాలి is the main topic. How we have to print the values ante. So initially there is a variable is there. We are discussing about variable itself. We are discussing about variable itself. వినయ్ ఓకే, మీకు ఒకవేళ అర్థం కాకపోతే వినేసేయండి, రియాక్ట్లో ఇంకా క్లియర్గా వస్తుంది, నాట్ టు వర్రీ. అర్థమైందండి? రియాక్ట్లో ఇంకా ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. ఇందులోని ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇన్ దిస్ వేరియబుల్ దెర్ ఈస్ ఏ ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్, సో దట్ ఇంత క్లియర్గానే చెప్తున్నా, అదర్స్ నథింగ్ ఈస్ దే. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే వేరబుల్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ విల్ స్టోర్ ద డేటా టైప్స్ అండి, నెంబర్, స్ట్రింగ్, బూలియన్, array, ఆబ్జెక్ట్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ వుడ్ బి. నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఇట్ విల్ స్టోర్ ద ప్రోడక్ట్, the variable will print methods also. Okay, so what we have to do is there we need to define the msg. I will mention some custom name. Okay, so here I will define some JSON dot stringify method. What is the name of our variable, and which is the variable data we need to convert? Okay, product itself. Okay, did you understand? So here we could say PRODUCT product, which we used. What is the role of JSON stringify method? So that the JSON stringify method will convert the JSON data or object data as a stringify, and it will store that values into this variable known as whatever name we mentioned as a variable. I go with message is a variable name. And instead of consoling log, I would like to mention document writer. So document dot write is there. There what I will do is MSG, isn't it or not? So here I will save this one. Let me find out this one. Open with the live server. Here we could see that in the beginning we used that object. It won't print the value. And then after that, the value has been printed in a curly braces. Whatever object values do we have, that the value has been printed inside the document as a string method. So string, okay, string method. So that the data has been converted by JSON stringify. We can use map method. We can use for each method. Okay, for each method. So if it is a API, we can use fetch method as well. Okay, we can use a fetch method as well. So here we could say this is called as a JSON stringify method. So which we discussed in JavaScript, it itself had multiple kind of methods are there. So we are working with methods, either DOP method or JSON stringify methods with variable only. Even variable can store data. Which type of data it is? Data type or any kind of methods it can store. In upcoming session, we could see there is a multiple kind of methods are there. We have to store those methods with variable, and we have to work with variable methods itself. So then here we could see if it is a JSON data, if it is a JSON data, how that the JSON data seems to be. Okay, what is the format and what is the nature of the JSON data having? Because of here we discussed about that one. API is a application programming interface. That the data, whatever data having inside the API, and that the API also having in JSON format. Whatever data we are storing in the variable, that the data also called as an API. Okay, JSON data itself. So API variable both are same. Whatever data it will store in a JSON format only. So what is the structure of the JSON format? Let me see. So there what we have to do is second topic is JSON data. Data in which format we are working with? We are working with HTML only. JavaScript with HTML. So HTML always contains some starter template. So here in this JavaScript we have to define like this, isn't it or not? We have to define like this itself. Okay, so save over here. Now we could say what is the JSON data. So I will go with there is a okay couple of products are there. I had 10 products. Each and every product I had product name, product cost, product description, product EMI number, product serial number kind of data. Every product itself had. So, but I had, so if it is a single product, we can store that one inside an object. If I had multiple kind of products, then how much data, no, how we have to store that one. So for that, variable PRODUCTS, products is my variable name, equal to You can insert n number of values inside an array. You can insert the number of product value inside an object. The product name colon and OKIA. And then after that product cost, I will go with the double quoted, single quoted. I will define some number. Product description is there. This is demo DESCRIPTION. Okay, description. Some product key number, something number which I am mentioning over here, which is known as MESC 9989 KSP something number which I mentioned. This is about only single product, but I had multiple kind of products. Nokia, Samsung, LG kind of products we had. Copy over here, okay, and then after that paste over there, paste over there, paste over there, paste over there. You can insert if it not contains another property, we can have to remove that comma. If it had another property, we have to add a comma. Okay, did you understand it? This is having array with object. Object is carrying one product. Multiple objects are carrying multiple products. A number of products will carry by array, where this data has been stored inside the variable only. What is the name of that variable? You can mention, which means we declared this product as a variable, and for this declared products, we are defining the, okay, we are defining the multiple kind of values as a, okay, multiple kind of values we initialize. So this is called as a, here you could say, this is called as a JavaScript object notation format. Okay, JSON data. Here you could see where the data has been stored inside the variable only. If it is an API, so how it seems to be, okay, because of there is a, okay, fake store, which means JSON data placeholder stringify is there. So this is a kind of API. API always, remember J, API always contains something web URL. Without URL, API won't work. Please remember either REST API, public API, private API, whatever it would be, which we discussed for React.js, that the API is nothing but a web URL. Okay, that the URL contains something data. But here in this variable, which one having which one stored data? Variable only. Here it is not a API, but the data variable is carrying JSON data. But here it is a variable, here it is a web URL, but the data contains in a JSON format. Which type of data do we require? Photos, albums, posts, comments, users, whatever it may be. I will go with to-dos data. So in which format it had? There is an array, open array is there. Every property having inside the object with commas, and in the ending area, okay, ending line, you could see it is a, okay, closing square bracket, having some kind of objects are there. Having some kind of objects are there, isn't it or not? Okay, isn't it or not? So the difference between API and a variable would be it contains the variable name, that the API data contains the web URL only. So if you want to create any kind of REST API, which means custom means manually, if you want to create a manual API web URL with some data is called as a REST API. It is called as a REST API, that's it. So you will learn about how to create REST API. Here we know we created the JSON data in a variable only. We know about this one. So if you want to print this JSON data inside the document, what we have to do? Either we need to use mapping method, for each method, fetch method, or we need to use JSON stringify method. Isn't it or not? We have to use all those things. But here you could see, if it is a web URL, then what, how we have to work with that one? then we have to use fetch method or execute method. In which platform you want to fetch the data? In a React we discussed, na? There is a multiple kind of libraries are there. In a chart I want to get the data. How? In a data table I want to get data. How? We have to do that one is the most important role which we have to do as a React UI developers. That is only the job which we have to do, isn't it or not? So let me see in upcoming session we can discuss all those things. So for now what we have to do is just I would like to print that value inside the document which by using DOP method known as document dot write method is there. There I will go with PRODUCTS products. Do save over there and open on the web. Now you could see object. It won't print, remember. Object values won't print by the browser. But if I use console.log, then what will happen? There is a console.log is there. There you could say products are there. Do save over there. Now open the browser and inspect that one. Now we could say there is a console it had. How many data do we have inside the variable? Console always prints the values, and console will give us very detailed information how that React.js, how that variable will working inside the browser. The detailed information will provided by the console. Console is a kind of data storage device. Okay, isn't it or not? Very good. So it is not printing over here. Okay, basically that the object data or JSON data, whatever we store inside the variable, that the data need to be printed inside the table, not inside the document. We need to print the data inside the table. Then how we have to use that one? If it is JavaScript, it would be different. If it is a React.js, then it would be different. Isn't it or not? So finally here we could say to print that one, we know that there is a JSON stringify is there. Okay, there is a JSON stringify is there. So how we have to work with that one? So inside what I will do is with the help of we have to JSON stringify is there. I would like to store this one as a message. I declared message as a variable. I will initialize something method known as JSON dot stringify is there. I want to put that variable name. Okay. So what is the variable name, Pradeep ji? So in which variable did we store the data? Inside the
Products.
products. Okay. So here we could say PRODUCTS products are there. Do save over there. So what happening is whatever JSON data we had inside the product variable, that the value will convert by stringify into the message. Okay, so here what I will do is we need to use this document dot write method. So where we have to, which variable we have to use? Rajesh, could you please tell me which variable we need to use inside the document dot write? Either message or products?
Message, sir.
Message. Why, Pradeep? Why we have to use that one? Okay, okay, that the JSON stringify is converting this product JSON data into messages. So we need to print message value. Okay, so just do save over there, and now we could see we had a JSON data. Whatever data here we had inside the console, whatever data we had inside the console, that the data has been printed inside the document. Isn't it or not? So this here we learn the JSON data. If it is map method, then how we have to print? Remember, we are working inside the .html. Map method won't work in the .html document. Instead of map method, JavaScript map method, we have to use for each method to print the JSON data inside the document when we are working with HTML. And when we are working with React.js, in such case, what will happen is we can use map method instead of for each method. Okay, that is bit in-depth topic. Later in upcoming session, we can discuss that one. For now, what you have to do is Santosh Paul ji, Rajesh ji, Pradeep ji, Manoj ji, Vinay ji, what you have to do is just do practice this JSON stringify with array. Okay, JSON data. Moreover, here you could say, यहाँ पे हमें देख सकते हैं कि दिस इज ए डेटाबेस विच वी डिस्कस, बट यहाँ पे इसको इनको कहेगा कि जेसन डेटा वी कुड से द जेसन डेटा is not having any relation with the table, any relation with the database. We had only variable name. That the JSON data, whatever data we had stored in a variable only. Okay, did you understand? Stored in a variable only. So this kind of JSON format data को कहेगा कि non-relational database management system, non-RDBMS. Okay. Still, where we are discussing about a very starting level only. We are discussing about only variable. There we discussed about non-RDBMS, APIs, kind of things. Moreover, here we discuss two methods, dope methods and JSON stringify method. It is. Okay, this is enough and okay, Manoj, did you understand? Hello, Manoj Garu, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Pradeep Garu, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Rajesh Garu, did you understand?
Yes, sir. కొన్ని
Yeah,
doubts ఉన్నాయి.
yes. Santosh Palji,
Yes, sir.
did you understand? Ji?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Vinay Garu, అర్థమైందా? Did you understand?
విల్ గో త్రూ ఒకసారి చూసి మళ్ళీ
యా, గో త్రూ అవ్వండి, ఏం లేదు సార్, అది డేటాని వేరియబుల్ ఎలా స్టోర్ చేసుకొని అక్కడ ప్రింట్ చేయాలి, ఇదే మనం
ష్యూర్ యా
యా ఓకే. संतोष पाल जी, आपको कैसे लगा क्लास एंड डेमो?
सर अच्छा लगा।
हाँ, वेरी गुड। सो कल से आप कंटिन्यू हो जाओ ना, 10 to
यस सर।
12 ही रहेगा। ओके,
ओके सर।
I will share you all the recordings to you. You can go through this one, and I will add you in this group as well. बाकी हमें एक आर दो पर्सन, రాజేష్ గారు, మనోజ్ గారు అండ్ ప్రదీప్ గారు, మనకి ఇంకా వినయ్ గారు వస్తే ఒకళ్ళిద్దరు వస్తారు, దెన్ వీ కెన్ క్లోజ్ ద బ్యాచ్ అన్నట్టు. ఓకేనండి?
ఓకే సార్।
ఎస్ ఎస్, యా, ఐ విల్ షేర్ దిస్ రికార్డింగ్ అండి, అండ్ ప్లీజ్ గో త్రూ దిస్ వన్ అండ్ డూ ప్రాక్టీస్. అండ్ ఫ్రమ్ టుమారో వి విల్ డిస్కస్ అండ్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ మెటీరియల్ కూడా ప్యారలల్గా ఒక్కొక్క టాపిక్ రిలవెంట్ మెటీరియల్ ఐ విల్ షేర్ యూ, యూ క్యాన్ గో త్రూ దేర్ అండి. అర్థమైందా? మా వినయ్ గారు, మేము ఎందుకని ఇంత డెప్త్ వెళ్తున్నామంటే ఇంటర్వ్యూ పర్సెప్షన్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలోని వాళ్ళు చాలా లోతు వెళ్తారు, వాడేది తక్కువే, అడిగేది.
అదే 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 యా
అందుకోసమని వాట్ ఈజ్ వాట్ అనేది మనం చూస్తున్నాం అన్నట్టండి.
షూర్ షూర్ యా నో ప్రాబ్లం యా
ఎస్ అండి, యా.
థ్యాంక్
ఓకేనండి, దెన్ ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? రాజేష్, వినయ్, మనోజ్, ప్రదీప్.
అవును సార్, కొన్ని డౌట్ ఉంది
యా రాజేష్ జీ బోలియే.
సార్. అది JSON డాటాని ఫార్మాట్ లో మనం ఖచ్చితంగా మనం ఆ స్ట్రింగ్ లోపలనే ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని ఓపెన్ చేసుకుంటా ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఇవ్వన్నా సార్?
యా, ఎన్నైనా ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు.
కానీ నార్మల్ గా ఇందాకంటే మనం వేరియబుల్ అనేది అంటే డేటా టైప్స్ స్ట్రింగ్ కానీ ఇంకోటి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కానీ అట్లా ఉన్నాయి కదా సార్, ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పారు కదా సార్. ఇప్పుడు వేర్ ప్రోడక్ట్ అని ఆ, దాన్ని అంటే టెర్నర్ ఆపరేటర్ లైక్ ఈక్వల్ టు అని పెట్టేసి డైరెక్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డైరెక్ట్ ఓపెన్ చేసారు కదా సార్, కర్లీ బ్రేస్.
ఎస్ ఎస్,
అట్లా మరి ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు కదా సార్? ఎందుకని స్పెసిఫిక్ గా మనం అక్కడ స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్ ఓపెన్ చేసి మళ్ళీ స్క్వేర్ ఆపరేటర్ క్లోజ్ చేసి ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఇవ్వడం?
అవును. నెంబర్ అయితే స్ట్రింగ్ అయితే ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వాల్యూస్ ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు. ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ 10 ప్రోడక్ట్లు ఉంటే 10 ప్రోడక్ట్లకి 10 వాల్యూస్ ఉంటాయి.
ఇట్లా అంటే ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు సార్, బట్ ఎందుకని అంటే స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ అనేది ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేసిరని?
ఆ, అదే ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఉన్నది. ఓకే,
అవును
ఇందులో
అవును సార్.
దేని గురించి చెప్తున్నాం? ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ గురించి చెప్తున్నాం.
ఎస్ సార్.
ఆ ప్రోడక్ట్లోని ఎన్ని వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి? 4 వాల్యూస్, 5 వాల్యూస్.
4 వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి.
అంటే ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్లో 4 వాల్యూస్ ఉంటే 10 ప్రోడక్ట్లు ఉంటే 40 వాల్యూస్ ఉంటే 40 వాల్యూస్ని ఎలా మెజర్ చేస్తాం మనం? అర్థమవుతుందా రాజేష్?
అవును సార్.
అప్పుడు ఈ ప్రోడక్ట్కి స్పెసిఫిక్గా మనం డిఫైన్ చేస్తాం, ఇంకో ప్రోడక్ట్కి ఇంకో స్పెసిఫిక్గా డిఫైన్ చేయడానికి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అనే కర్లీ బ్రేసెస్ తీసుకుంటాం.
ఎస్ సార్, అది అర్థమైంది సార్. దాని మీద మనం స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్ ఓపెన్ చేసాం కదా సార్, ప్రోడక్ట్
అరే
ప్రోడక్ట్ ఈక్వల్
ఆ, అవును. స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్
అదే
స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్ ఈస్ ద సింటెక్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్.
ఓకే 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 సార్.
ఓకేనా? ఇక్కడ మనం స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్ తీసుకున్నాం, యారేలోని మనం అసైన్ చేస్తున్నాం అన్నట్టు.
ఓకే ఓకే
యారే యొక్క నేచర్ ఏంటి? నువ్వు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇవ్వు, నెంబర్ ఇవ్వు, స్ట్రింగ్ ఇవ్వు, ఎన్నైనా ఇవ్వు.
అర్థమైంది సార్.
మల్టిపుల్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ వాల్యూస్ని యారేలో యాడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అనేది ఇక్కడ అసైన్ చేస్తున్నాం.
ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అంటే మనం తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే డన్ సార్, క్లియర్.
ఎస్ ఎస్. మనోజ్ గారు మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? ఎస్. ప్రదీప్ గారు మీకు?
ఇంకొకటి కీవర్డ్స్ మనం ఎక్కడ ఏవి వాడాలన్నది స్పెసిఫిక్గా చెప్తారా?
యా చెప్తానండి.
లెట్ వేర్
యా యా నేను చెప్తాను. అంటే జావాస్క్రిప్ట్లోని మొత్తం ఒక అవగాహన వస్తే ఫైనల్లో వేర్, వాట్, విచ్, హౌ అనేది చెప్పుకుంటే వచ్చేస్తుంది.
ఓకే, అంటే మీరు ఎక్కడ ఏది వాడుతున్నా ఎందుకు వాడుతున్నా అని తెలుస్తుంది.
డెఫినెట్గా వస్తుందండి. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే
ఓకే.
ఓకేనండి. విల్ కనెక్ట్ బై టుమారో. డూ ప్రాక్టీస్. రికార్డింగ్ నేను సెండ్ చేస్తాను. వినయ్ గారు, రాజేష్ గారు, ప్రదీప్ గారు, మనోజ్ గారు, బాయ్ అండి. గుడ్ నైట్.
బాయ్.
యా
Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Good night.
గుడ్ నైట్, బాయ్ అండి. యా థ్యాంక్ యూ.